Welcome to our island in the Finnish wilderness. It had nothing on it but trees, moss, and rocks. So far, we've made a base camp with a tent platform, outhouse, and a shower. Our goal is to build a log cabin completely by ourselves, with no prior experience. We're documenting every step of the way, so join us on this journey of transforming our island. All right, we're back on the island. This trip, I'm gonna try and fell 5 trees again and keep working on the mini cabin. There's a lot of mini cabin logs ready to be debarked, so hopefully I can get a few layers done. Got some more screws for doing the mini cabin, and that's about it. I don't think there's any new tools or anything like that. But got some steaks for food. Hopefully can cook these right this time. Okay, we just got everything into the tent. I want to go over and show Helena what we've done so far with the mini cabin and, just the pile of logs as well. But you haven't seen it since, there's been new logs on it. There's 2 trips, no, 1 trip. There's only 1 trip worth of logs. There's not that many more than there was before. These ones are 2 that I just felled. You like them?
Where?
These ones, this tree. This wasn't here before.
Oh, where did this tree come from?
Well, right there.
Oh. Why is it on the ground?
Because I didn't have time to move it last trip.
I feel like this looks like there's more than before.
These are, you think so?
Because of all these small ones.
Yeah, those are all mini cabin logs. I've been getting a lot of them. These ones are all new. And then there's one on top of there as well. So it's these logs, that log, and then these 2 trees over here. So that's what I've been able to get last trip.
Cool.
The log pile's right behind, and then I think that is a massive pine. There's one behind it in between. There's 2 over there, but they're leaning in kind of weird directions. One of them is leaning, and it's gonna go the exact opposite direction. I think that's gonna be fine, because I should be able to just fell it down there, and it's like gonna be in a straight line still. I'm gonna have to take it further than if I felled it on top of the pile, but I should be able to drag the pieces just directly into the pile. I wanna do that one, and then the other one is leaning the right way, and it's gonna fall right onto the log pile probably, but the other tree's in the way. So I have to fell the other one first in the opposite direction and then do it this way. And these are 2 probably of the bigger trees that I'm gonna be using for the log sauna cabin. So I wanna do that this trip. Hopefully I can get those 2 down smoothly, because in my brain I've been like looking at those trees and imagining, felling them in opposite directions and getting it to work. So hopefully it ends up going that way. Let's see. Still got some juice in it. At this point, I feel like I'm gonna focus on felling the trees, and then in the next few trips try and move them, because I think there was 2 main reasons to fell trees in the wintertime. And I think one of them was just because birds and like animals that would be in them aren't normally in them in the wintertime. So it's good in that sense. And I think also they're in like a dormant state, so they have less sap in them, which makes them lighter. So I think it's gonna be more important for me to make sure I fell all the trees I need now, and then I can worry about moving them relatively soon after, because I only have like 10 more trees that I need. So if I can fell all of those and just have them laying around, they're only gonna be laying around for a week or 2. So I don't think they're gonna have enough time to decay or anything like that. And then I can get them moved onto the pile later on and work on the mini cabin and do those things. So I don't know, maybe we'll try and fell 10 trees this trip. What do you think about trying to do 10 trees this trip, leaving them on the ground, and then I just figure out how to move them in the next few trips?
Sure.
I think we can find 10 trees.
Well, are you sure they're gonna be fine on the ground?
I think they should be because it's such a short period of time. All right, so this is the tree I'm going to try and do first. This one is pretty thick. I think it's going to be the thickest one I've felt. It's definitely leaning that direction. The pile is over there, so it does kind of suck in a sense that I'm not going to be able to just fell it onto the pile. It's going. Tree is down. It kind of got stuck. Not really though. It's almost all the way down. It's at the top. It's in a birch tree, but it's not in the way of these other trees. So I think I'm going to be able to fell them towards the pile. And then when it's time to winch this, I'm just going to winch it and it should drop it out because I think it's just the tip of the tree that's stuck in a birch. Okay, I'm curious how thick this one is because I think it's the thickest tree I've felled. Yeah. It's 38 centimeters with the bark. It seems like it's 34 centimeters of like actual wood. All right, this one's next. Should be able to land it on the pile if everything goes good, and that'll be nice because less moving stuff. All right, that one ended up going down pretty good. I think I left a bit too much holding wood. I really had to go with the wedges, but I mean, better to have too much than not enough there. It made a really weird noise, right? Like when it hit, it kind of sounded like something cracked.
Yeah.
Yeah, so hopefully we didn't break any logs because it landed on the log pile, but
Hit this log. And hit this one. It's not broken. This log doesn't seem broken either.
the tip hit right on like the last nub of the debarking station and snapped off. Crazy.
Why does everything hit the debarking station?
I don't know. I think this thing's like a magnet or something. Just finished felling those 2 trees. I think that's all we're going to do tonight. They are, luckily went smoothly, so both of them are pretty much on the ground, and yeah, happy with that. They fell where I wanted them to. I was going to do a little bit of debarking right now, but all of these logs are trapped underneath the trees that I felled right now, and I can't get to them because the next layer of the mini cabin is going to be 2.5 meters, and they're very much stuck at the moment. But I'm definitely getting hungry, so I think me and Helen are going to go back to the tent, try and cook up some food while there's still a little bit of light, and then get ready for tomorrow.
it's gonna be cold. Should what?
Yeah.
Should just like. Oh. Yeah. Oh fuck.
Something's happening. I think it's done. Oh my god, that actually looks yummy. Ho ho ho.
What?
I mean, it looks pretty good.
Yes.
Okay. That's good. Best meal on the island. New day. Got a lot of trees to cut down. Chainsaw ran out of bar oil yesterday, so I'm gonna refill. This is kind of around where I've been trying to catch fish, but I haven't succeeded yet. So now you have to choose where to make the hole. I would just make sure we can see it from kind of here-ish, so that like, because we need to see if the flag gets hit.
Here. Yeah.
I want to get all my hand is wet. There you go. I just like pump it up and down a couple times. And yank it out. It goes there, and then this just goes like that. And now, if something takes it, it's gonna make this twist, and then the flag pops up. And then we know there's a fish. All right, so here's the tree. This is it. I want to fell it straight down here, and you can see the debarking or drying spot there. But I think it might get stuck on this tree. If I fill it that way, it has a really clear line, but the drying's over there, and it would be falling here. So I think if I fell it as far left before it hits this tree, hopefully it just goes through these branches. This tree is leaning a bit that way. I really want to get it on the log pile though. And I'm hoping with wedges and everything, I can get it to fall the way I want it to, because it would be a hassle to drag it up, because I would have to take it up this hill if I fell it in this direction. Oh, it's going. It's going. Whoa. That was crazy. All right, so we just got that 4th tree of the trip felled. It's really in a pretty good spot. The top half snapped. I'm trying to look around and figure out, because now we are getting down to the last little bits. I think after those, I'm not gonna need any more big 7-meter logs, which means like everything else is gonna be more just cutting 4 meters, and maybe I'll have a few like thinner 7s coming out of them, but no more big 7-meter logs. So everything is gonna be a lot smaller and lighter and easier to move. So if I don't have to fell these in the right direction, it should be okay. And I was thinking about that because this tree I originally did mark when we went around the island, but then I was looking at it and it's not like the straightest tree in the world, and it is a bit on like the thinner side. But I'm thinking now with where the mini cabin is, I think I can get it to fell there. I got to be careful because crushing this would suck, but it seems like it's leaning in that direction. So yeah. It's going. I think we only need 4 or 5 more trees. There's one here. There's second one behind me, and there's 2 more right down there.
Well, that's cool. It's like a delivery service. The tree is out by where it needs to be, basically.
I can try getting this one down next. Oh. Oh, fuck. God, that hurt. It's going. Come on. It's going. Yes, okay. This is another massive one. My bar didn't reach all the way through again. I think that's gonna be the last tree I do today. I've done 8 so far this trip and 6 today. I do want to start moving them. I think I've done most of the trees I'm gonna need for the walls. I think I might need 1 or 2 more. It's gonna depend. Okay, so I'm thinking about how exactly to attack this situation, since now we have trees all over the place. And One of them actually is like on the winch, so hopefully it is okay. I think it will be, but I was thinking about it. I remember at the beginning when I was asking people how to move trees, a lot of people saying winches, and some people said ATV winches, and some people were talking about these like, I don't know if they're called forestry winches or whatever they are, but they were just way more expensive than the ATV winch, so I ended up going with the ATV winch. And it's been working, but it's definitely slow, and I think mine is broken because I can't put it into free spool, so the clutch is always engaged, and I have to just click the button and let it go out, so it takes a really long time. And the forestry ones, I'm pretty sure the way it works is the rope isn't like attached to it like this one, so you can get as long as a rope as you can find that fits inside of it. I think it might be worth getting a nicer winch thing, so I want to look at that. And like I was saying earlier, I really think it's going to be important now that these are the last trees. So I need to make sure I'm cutting them to the exact length, and I have my sheet and I've been going through it, but I want to double check. So I want to go through the videos and see exactly how many logs I've done, make sure I have them all the right length, all the right size, all the right everything. So I'm going to do that tonight, go through all those things. What the plan is going to be is tonight, just going to start getting ready and researching through watching the old videos, double checking, getting everything set there, researching a new winch and other things. And then tomorrow, we'll probably head home, and then I'll be able to cut these tomorrow because I'll know the size. So I'll cut these all tomorrow, and then we'll head home. And then next trip, I'll hopefully have a new, hopefully I'll have a new winch. Looks like we once again have no fish. So time to get that out of the water and hope for better luck.
This is so sad. I wish I was doing this with a fish.
Not bad. It's like this. Cool. I'm happy. New day. I think, all the calculations done, so I think I will be able to cut all the logs and not be wasting any wood. Last night when we were going to bed, I think the chimney needs to be cleaned. Basically, the smoke started coming into the tent, and I think I would assume that just means that not enough was coming out. I remember reading comments that people were saying with pine, which we are burning mostly right now, it produces a lot of, I think, like, I don't know if it's soot or whatever it is, but you have to clean the chimney more often than with like hardwoods and stuff. So I mean, it doesn't look, at least here, it doesn't look that dirty. There's definitely more at the top. Okay, this might have been the problem. This cap is absolutely like laced in ash. That seems like more of what it was than, yeah, this thing is covered in it. I think it was this, because these tubes don't seem like they're impeded by it. looks like that ended up fixing it. Last night, smoke was coming out of these gaps here, and it was actually coming out of the hinge up here. We were just walking over to do some stuff and saw some new footprints. It just snowed today too, so I think these have to be pretty fresh. It's always so nice just walking out here. It's so peaceful. It's really cool. This is gonna be the plan. I went through my sheet, got all the stuff done. I'll put a screenshot of it into the video, but it's pretty messy. I understand it, I think though, so that's what's important. I need to get 5 of my biggest, best logs to be the like foundation layer of logs that go on top of the concrete pillars. Those are all gonna be 7 meters because the front left corner is gonna be deck, but the base still needs to be 7. So even though the rest of the walls are gonna be like some 4 meters and some 7 meters, the base is all gonna be 7s. So because of that, I need to get 5 of my thickest, best logs to be that layer. And the ones that I've been felling recently are definitely those ones. They're the thickest ones. Then after that, every layer can be a bit smaller, which is, I'd say, what all of the rest of these trees are, around 30 centimeters instead of those ones which are like 35. Then these ones I can do 7s and 4 meters out of, because I'm gonna need both to go up. I'm gonna have 4 layers like that. So it's gonna be 5 thicker layers, which if they average out to 28 centimeters, say like in general, after doing underscribing, all that stuff, whatever it is, I think that'll be about where they end up. That'll be 140 centimeters of height. After that, I have 7 more layers that I wanna do that are gonna be the smaller ones. Basically everything that is like the thick end of the tree, the first chunk of it, is gonna be used for those first 5 layers. After that, the next 7 are the leftover bits from the top of the tree. I was trying to think of the roof. What I'm gonna end up doing for the roof is a flat slanted one, kind of like what I wanna do for this one. I think it's gonna look really nice and just be easier to build and use less logs here for the sauna one. It's how my mom's sauna actually is at her cabin. So I think just being able to look at how hers was built and do that kind of stuff will help with the process as well. In order to do that, I'm gonna need an overhang on, you know, just in general around the roof so nothing gets on the walls and is just protected. From what I was looking at, I think I'm gonna cut them to be 1.5 meters extra. And then if you think about how the logs are, that's gonna be like another, you know, 20-ish centimeters on each side. So it'll probably end up being just over a meter of actual overhang, which I think should be enough from what I was looking at. So that means I'm gonna need 9-meter logs to do the roof. That's the idea, that's the process. So now I just gotta get these logs cut, and I had it mapped out on my sheet. I know how I need to get these all cut up. I just wanna see this one. I think this is the thickest tree I did. 34 centimeters of wood, and the tree itself with the bark was like 40 centimeters. Yeah, right now I'm just going around making sure I get the thickest 7 meters out of the trees that I have. 26.5 centimeters still. These 3 are all chopped up. Ended up being good. I got a lot of logs out of these. I think one of them is 3 7-meters. One of them is 3 4-meters and a 7-meter. And one is a 4, a 7, and a 9. So that helps a lot with getting logs for this. And they're all really like big logs too. So there's 7 meters. And this is where, I mean, it broke all the way up there, but it's still damaged all the way up till there. So that ended up working out pretty perfectly. Gonna be able to get 2 4s and a 7 out of this tree. So whew, that is it. This tree got 3 7-meters. These bigger ones are getting like 20 meters plus of like usable wood, where it's like over 5 6 inches, or you know, like 15 centimeters. We're gonna pack up, get ready to go home. This was a good trip though. We got 8 trees down. Almost everything is done being felled for the sauna cabin. Just a couple more, and after 1 or 2 big trees, it's gonna be smaller ones that I'm just getting like longer, skinnier trees with like less taper for the roof and stuff like that. So I don't even know if those count. But it's crazy that it's going so fast. I can't wait till next trip. Gonna try and get that cone thing. I think it's called a skidding cone. We asked on Instagram last night and a lot of people were helping out. So I think we should be able to find one for next trip. And I'm thinking about getting a new winch that should make the process a lot faster as well. And it is gonna be time to just move as many of these as possible. And since that's pretty boring, I think I'm gonna probably sneak in some mini cabin stuff too, so I don't go crazy. But thank you everyone for watching. Can't wait to see you guys next trip, and peace.